going to tell you guys, we have this week, we have next week, we go on spring break, blah, blah, blah. We have ERBs coming up. Some of you are going to be taking entrance exams. I need to prepare you for that. All right. I don't want you taking Algebra 1 over again next year. All right. So you have to understand this is a big part. When you go sit and take a Jesuit test or a Tampa Prep test or a Berkeley test, they're going to have these problems on there. All right. So you just have to be aware of that. All right. And if you don't do well enough, you'll be in an Algebra 1 class next year, and really no one needs to do that. All right. So here we go. Let's take a look at multiplying radicals. All right, and again, I'm just going to go down the page. All right, so if I go down the page here, all right, if someone were to ask you, what do you think the square root of 7 times the square root of 5 is, you would just simply say what?
35.
Yeah, of course, though, you would say the square root of 35, right?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. So right there, you put square root of 35. I told you, very simple. All right, very simple. All right, number 3, probably what?
35.
Yeah, equals square root of 55. And I told you it's going to be really easy at first, and then as we go down, it's a little bit hard. All right, so now number 5, another easy one.
39.
Square root of 30m. Now, can you break down 30?
Yes.
What perfect square is in 30? There isn't one, right? 2, 15, 3, 10, 6, 5. None of those are perfect squares. All right, so that's the answer. All right. So again, probably 7 is what?
30x.
Square root of 30x. Again, simple, simple.
42.
Now you got to say it correctly. Square root of 42. And I tell kids all the time, I just don't know why you think that's hard. All right, I just don't understand. So pay attention. All right, it's going to start getting a little bit harder now. We got through the easy ones. All right. So now if I'm looking at 11, of course we would say square root of 36, right? But we wouldn't leave it like that because your job, right, is to always simplify a radical. So to simplify the radical, the square root of 36 is what, guys? 6. That's how simple. Simple, simple. All right, any questions so far? All right, now here is what I want to tell you real quick. Look, I don't want anybody here to say the square root of 10 times the square root of 10 is the square root of 100. All right, I want you to say the square root of 10 times the square root of 10 is just what? 10. All right, so we're going to write down 10. Okay, now I'm going to give you another example. Square root of 17 times square root of 17. 17. Square root of xy times square root xy. xy. Anytime you multiply a radical and you're multiplying it by itself, the radical does what? It cancels. All right, is everybody with me on that? All right. And if you're not sure what I was saying there, you should go ahead and write down some more examples and just say that's 17 and that's xy. All right, now here's where we start having problems here, guys. Please look up on the board. Look up, look up, look up. I know that 18 times 6 is 108. Do we agree? And then I'm going to have to break down 108. I don't feel like breaking down 108. So here is the method that you are going to use. All right? The method is, what common factor is here and here?
3.
There's a 2, there's a 3, there's also a what?
4.
6. If 2 is a factor and 3 is a factor, then obviously what? 6 is a factor. All right? So I want you to be able to tell me there is a common 6. If there is a common 6, then you can pull out a 6. All right? And then I'll show you what I mean. All right? So because this is 6 times 3, and this is essentially 6 times 1, underneath the radical, they both have a what? 6. So both 6's come out as a what?
Six.
Single 6. That's correct. So your answer here is just 6 radical and the 3 times the 1 because we're multiplying. 6 radical 3.
Why do they both come out as a six?
Well, it's like this. What's the square root of 36? 6. 36 is 6 times 6. Why does it come out as a 6? Square root of 36, right? If you want to multiply 6 times 6 and take the square root, you can. But we just talked about when the radicals are the same, all right, when the numbers inside the radicals are the same, they come out as 10. All right, do you hear me now? All right. Now, let's say we weren't good enough to see that. We would have to see that 18 times 6 again is 108. And now what would I have to do to 108? Break it down. You with me? You'd have to break it down. And of course, we know that 108 is 36 times 3. So what's the square root of 36?
6.
6. Is there a difference? No, it's just much, much easier. Much, much easier. All right? So now let's look at 17. The question with 17 is what is common? 2 and x. There's a common 2 and an x. So I can pull out a what? 2x. So we're going to write down 2x. Can anybody tell me what's left behind? A 1 and a 3. So 1 times 3 is what? 3. Again, if you don't like that, you would have to say 2 times 6 is 12. X times x is x squared. Then you have to break 12 down into 4 times 3. And then the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of x squared is x. And there's a radical 3 left behind. What? Walk through what? What are the factors? Just that's what you did yesterday. What perfect squares in 12? 4 and 3, right? And x squared is x squared, right? Those are perfect squares. What's the square root of 4? What's the square root of x squared? And the 3 is left behind, right? All right. So, in number 19, is there anything common with 3 and 7?
No.
No. So the answer would just be 2 radical 21. Multiply numbers together, multiply radicals together. All right, that's not bad. All right. So somebody give me help with 21. What is it?
15, and inside the doghouse thingy, 21.
Yeah, that would be radical
Yeah.
or doghouse. Right. 15 radical 21. Is everybody okay with that? Easy. Simple, simple. All right, let's flip the page. All right. Now this one's getting a little bit more difficult. The reason why I would say it's a little bit more difficult is because 3 times 2 is what? 6. But if I look at the radical, instead of saying 50, no, I'm going to say, is there something common? There's a common 5, right? There is a 5 here, and this 10 could be written as what? 5 times 2. So these two 5s come out as a what? Times 5. And then what's left behind? The radical 2. Exactly. So your final answer is just 30 radical 2. The answer is 30 radical 2. All right. Here we go. Let's put to the side 23b. I'm just going to make this one up. Let's say 4 radical 14 times 2 radical 21. Come on now, please be smart. 4 times 2 is what?
8.
So everybody writes 8 down. Now, do I really feel like multiplying 14 times 21? No. I want you to look at it and tell me what's common.
7.
There is a 7. So it's 8 times 7. What's left behind? 2 and, which makes 6. So your final answer, 56 radical 6. All right, most people cannot do that. All right. Most people will tell you to multiply 14 times 21, but then you have to figure out what does that break down to. All right, that's annoying. All right. So just to make sure I'm good, we're going to do 23C here. All right. So 3 radical 55 times 4 radical 22. I don't care what that is. I want you to be able to tell me what's 3 times 4. 12. And then someone said there's a common what?
11.
So it's 12 times 11. Now what's left behind?
2 and 5.
Yes, 2 and 5. All right. Now for me personally, it's good if you just put 2 times 5 there, even though some of you already knew it was 10. Now does everybody understand that there's nothing I can do if you're not listening to me? Nothing. All right. That's just how you handle advanced math when you're dealing with radicals. All right. That's how we do it. All right. Now, of course, 12 times 11 is 132, but I don't really care about that. All right. 2 times 5 is 10. What I care about is that you're looking at these numbers here and being able to come up with these numbers here and these numbers here. All right. Hopefully you're with me. I don't know how you're supposed to continue now. All right. Distributing square root of 5. Just make sure you listen to the video tonight. I'm distributing a square root of 5. What's that become? Square root of what? Square root of 10. Then I distribute again. What's square root of 5 times square root of 5? No. 5. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is what? 5. Does it matter if you wrote square root of 25? No, because then you look at square root of 25 and say, well, I know that's what? I know that's 5. So square root of 10 plus 5. Thomas, you following me? All right. So you just distribute it. No, it's not, because, again, I'm going to make a little note for you right here. If I said to you this, square root of 3 times square root of 3, what's that? If I said square root of 21 times square root of 21, right? So I asked you, what's square root of 5 times square root of 5, right? Same radical, when you multiply, cancels out the radical. All right? So here we go. All right, 27, multiplying this times this. Somebody tell me. How much? 2 radical 15. Is everybody with me on this? 2 radical 15. Diesel, you with me? 2 radical 15. Now I've got to multiply this. Minus 9. Now how did we get that? Because I'm going to move it down just to show you, just in case. If I said square root of 3 times negative 3 radical 3, what happens to square root of 3 times square root of 3? That is what? 3. And then, of course, 3 times 3 is the what? 9. Now, again, I'm not sure. Some of you guys, you have to make yourself notes if you're not quite sure. This is what I'm not understanding for some of you. All right? Just, does everybody see, if you're just writing down what I'm writing down, you know, it's not any value. Right? All right. Now, why is this one a little bit harder? Yeah, because these are called binomials. You're multiplying binomials, which requires the smiley face. All right? It's the same. Nothing has changed. It's just using radicals. So here we go. Please speak up. All right? First move is we're going to do, somebody tell me what the square root of 3 times the square root of 3 is. 3. Everybody should be able to tell me that. If you said square root of 9, I'm okay with that, but you should know square root of 3 times square root of 3 is what? 3. Okay? Now we're going to do our smiley face. How much is this guy right here? Be careful.
5.
Plus 5 radical 3. Smiley face. Come on, what's this one? Plus 3 radical 3. Is everybody happy with that? And then I'm multiplying, help me, plus 15. Now, generally, the first and the last didn't combine, but with radicals, guess what? They do. All right, so what's 3 plus 15?
18.
So 18, then what?
Plus 8.
Plus 8 radical 3. If you understood how to multiply a binomial, that's easy. All right, if you know how to deal with radicals, that's really simple. All right, good for you.
You can combine the 18.
No, you can't combine the 18 and the 8. You can't combine the 18 and the 8. Because one is called an irrational and one is rational. All right, the only time you can combine them if they're exactly the same. All right, so over here, same process. Help me, square root of 5 times square root of 5. What is that? 5. Now we're going to do our smiley face. How much is this? Right, minus 1 radical 5. What's this guy?
Plus 3 radical.
Thank you very much. Plus 3 radical 5. And then the last thing, this times this. Negative 3. Beautiful. I'm telling you, it's not that hard. Now we're combining terms, so you got to be careful. 5 minus 3 today is 2.
2 plus 2. 2 radical 5.
Yep, 2 plus 2 radical 5. All right. Yes, Aiden. Good. All right, everybody take a look at number 33. Now this is the difference of squares. All right, so what's going to happen to the middle term? Probably going to cancel. All right, we'll find that out. All right, so here we go. Square root of 5 times square root of 5. 5 minus 2 radical 5. What's this?
Plus 2 radical 5.
Plus 2 radical 5. And then minus 4. After all that, it's 1. After all that, it's 1. Come on, Carter. Just relax, man. All right. Everybody good? All right, be careful. All right, number 35. Got to be careful. What's radical 10 times radical 10? 10. What's this? 5 radical 10. What's this?
Negative 5.
Negative 5 radical 10. What's this?
0.
Negative 25. Because you're multiplying. It's a good mistake. You're multiplying. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be careful. What happens to the middle term? Cancel. 10 minus 25. Negative 15. Right? It's not hard. Okay, here we go. Radical x times radical x. X. What's this? Plus 3 radical x. Then? And then? Yep. So your final answer. X minus 9. Everybody good? All right, here we go. When you square it, you have to write it twice, right? So we're going to write square root of 3 plus 2, square root of 3 plus 2. All right, what's square root of 3 times square root of 3? 3. How much here? Plus 2 radical 3. What's here? Plus 2 radical 3, and then plus 4. Add them together. 7 plus 4 radical 3. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, here we go. 41. Square root of y minus 5. Square root of y minus 5. Come on, you should see the patterns now. What is square root of y times square root of y? Y. How much is this? And then how much is this? And then finally, plus 25. Exactly. Everybody good with that? Combine terms, please. What? Plus 25. All right, now I just had more practice, that's all. I just wrote a whole bunch more just to make sure you understood how to add, subtract. I don't want you to make a mistake. All right, so let's go down. Number 1, someone. What's number 1? 6 radical 5. Come on, I want to zip through this. All right, next.
3.
Those are the only ones you can combine. Come on. What do we got?
So it's negative 3 radical 2.
Thank you.
Plus 6 radical 5.
You're awesome. Thank you. Okay? That's it. What?
Could you do 6 radical 5 minus 3?
What do you think? Yeah, because A plus B is the same as B plus A. All right? Next, somebody.
Negative 4.
No. No.
Oh, it cancels.
Say it again.
It cancels.
Negative 5.
Oh.
Come on, guys. Make yourself a note. Put a 1 there. All right. Put a 1 there, please. Put a 1. All right. Here we go. Number 7. Everybody.
Plus 6, 5 radical
6.
Yes. All right. We should be good. Next. Uh-oh. What do I have to do to 18 now?
Oh, yeah, now.
So what perfect square is in 18? 9 and 2. So you're going to pull out the 9 and make it a 3. So I want everybody to write down 2 radical 2 minus what?
9.
9 radical 2.
minus 1 radical 2.
Yeah. Now again, remember, I'm trying to tell you, convince some of you guys, don't just sit there and not know what I'm doing and just writing down the numbers. Right? Come on. Yes, Aiden. Do you not know how to break down to 18? Well, that's what we just said. Right, I'm not giving you a hard time. Come on, I'm trying to get you in. Right? Come on, man. Concentrate with me. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Square root of 18. How do I break square root of 18 down? Square root of 9. Number on the outside. Multiply. You with me now, right? Right? Come on now. So final answer here. Negative 8 radical 2. Perfect. All right. Which one of those can I simplify?
6 and 12.
Just the 12, right? That's the only one I can simplify. So I want everybody to write negative 3 radical 6. Then how do I break down 12? No, 6 and 2. 4 and 3. So that's going to be negative 2 radical 3. Now, if you made a mistake, that's perfectly fine. All right? Understand why 2 and 6 doesn't work. Everybody understand why 2 and 6 doesn't work? All right? Now, which ones can I combine? These two right here. 1 radical 3. So negative 3 radical 6 plus 1 radical 3. All right, guys. Here we go. 2 radical 8. What does that become? Yep. All right. And then what about this? What is that? Negative 9 radical 2. Aiden, you all right with that or not? Layton? You good? Thomas? Because here we go, watch. Negative 3, 9 times 2, right? What's the square root of 9? 3 times this 3. There you go. Right? Happy? Now, which ones can I combine? All of them. Negative 2 radical 2. Good job. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing. That whole row is the same, isn't it? Yeah, I just wrote it twice by accident. All right. So here we go. 15. Come on, someone else. Diesel, hope you're with me today. All right. It'd be nice if you kind of chimed in every once in a while, so I know you're with me. All right. This one right here. 9 radical 2. Okay, what do we got?
No, guys, it's 5 out of 2, guys.
Thank you, Ian. 9 minus 1 minus 3. That's all you did. 9 minus 1 minus 3. All right, here we go. Now look, right off the bat, guys, you should just look at this and say that and that are opposites. That's your answer. All right, here we go. How many times are we going to break down 18? Okay, so then that simplifies to not exactly. Negative what? Negative 6 radical 2, right, Aiden? Negative 6 radical 2. And then 3 radical 8 becomes?
Negative 6 radical 2.
Negative 6 radical 2. And then 20. No.
Oh, negative 2 radical.
Negative 2 radical 5. And 2 radical 20 becomes?
Negative 4 radical.
No, not negative.
Positive.
Plus 4 radical 5. Everybody okay with that? So now, final answer.
Negative 12 radical 2 plus 2 radical 5.
All right, here we go. 24,
2 radical 6.
which makes that?
They cancel out.
No.
Negative 4 radical 2.
Negative 4 radical 6. Do you see that or not? Wow, okay, I see what you're saying. See, he looked right here and just said the negative 2 and the positive 2 cancel out. Good observation. Then we got to break down this one. What is that? Plus 4 radical 5. And that's the answer because you can't combine the 6 and the 5. Is that it? Is that it? All right, guys. I just don't think that's that hard. All right, I just don't think that's hard. But listen, I'm doing the work up here. If you don't ever try it on your own, it's not helping. Not helping yourself. Now your job is to try it what? on your own, go through all of them. Just go straight back down the page. That didn't take us long at all. All right? And if you're having trouble, come on up. I'll help you a little bit, or I'll try to help you a little bit. It'd be nice if you kind of work with a neighbor and double checked each other. All right? I will do the evens with my other algebra class and then post the solution. All right? I want you checking. I don't want you sitting around. All right? I want you doing the work. You're too close to the end to be messing around. All right? Then you're going to be mad if you don't do well on your placement test. All right? Get to work. Get to work. Get to work. Shh, no messing around. Especially you.
Cannot break